Okay, I apologize for the hasty cut here. I just didn't think her dialogue would be so long. Okay, now it's over, so let's take a look at this little rock, see if there's anything. It's a white rock, and that's about all there is to say. I thought there was going to be something inside, but no, it's just a white rock. And the game even taunts us by having that little window telling us what it is, and it's a white rock, and there's absolutely nothing inside it. And okay, so this is the guy who gives you the super rod, and this is going to come in very handy in a little bit, because with it we can catch a variety of Pokemon of very high level. We're going to need it to get that Wailord, we need to catch the Regis, and I'm not going to catch a Wailord on Route 129 as most people do. I'm going to show you what I do once I'm done with the whole Mossdeep arc. And this is pretty much the last NPC in Mossdeep, so I guess after that all that's left to do is going to be, we're going to be heading for the gym now, and the gym in Emerald is completely different from what it was in Ruby and Sapphire. In Ruby and Sapphire it was just one of those arrowed tile puzzles. You know what I'm talking about? The Rockets are really fond of these puzzles. But here they changed that up a bit, and you see, we still got the arrowed tiles, but instead of me going on them, I press the switch and the statues and trainers actually follow those tiles. So of course, now this guy is talking to me about what doesn't work against psychic Pokemon, and the fact that the leader battle is going to be a double battle against Lisa and Tate. And now I guess I'm going to put Skarmory in the lead, because Gardevoir's stab attacks aren't going to do much good, and it can't really rely on Thunderbolt alone to beat everything. So as usual, I'm going to try and avoid double battles as much as possible, but that's basically the gimmick of this gym as well, double battles. And that's one kind of gimmick that I wouldn't mind see returning in a future generation. You know, as opposed to having monotype gyms, you could have a gym that uses double battles with all kinds of Pokemon that have great chemistry between each other. It could really be very interesting, even though I'm not really fond of double battles. It could really work, rather than, you know, restricting it to one type like they're doing now. So, yeah, Lisa and Tate, anime enthusiasts among you, and maybe those who don't really care for the anime will probably remember this battle as the infamous Thunder Armor battle, where Pikachu zaps his teammate Swellow, and instead of slaughtering the Swellow, it actually gives the Swellow Thunder Armor for something or another, and they actually win the battle with that really stupid plot device. I mean, come on! How does it work? When you use a Thunderbolt against a Swellow, the Thunderbolt doesn't know it's going to hit an ally or a foe. So how did it work? That's basically why everyone hates this battle so much, because, come on, it's like the Thunderbolt could sense that Swellow was an ally, and it made an armor for Swellow. And this is an example of one of those double battles that you can't avoid, though I guess I could have avoided it if I came from another place into this room, but yeah. That's basically, you basically got a mix of switches, arrow tiles, and warp tiles in this gym. 3 of everybody's favorites. But, okay, I wasn't done with the Mariothon debriefing quite yet, and you know when I say that the speed gamers could make a Pong Marathon watchable, this theory was really put to the test when they were playing Hotel Mario. I don't know if you ever played that game, I haven't, but watching it got really repetitive, really fast. Basically, you have to go through 80 levels of Mario trying to close doors, and that's it. I suggest you look it up for 5 minutes, then don't watch this game ever again, because this game is just so boring to watch. It must be boring to play, but it was even more boring to watch. So, and I still kept watching anyway, even though they were playing that terrible piece of shit. And I mean, I still can't believe how bad this game is. How could anyone think that was a good idea? Come on, it's closing doors. 80 levels of nothing but closing doors. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, there was one part of the marathon that I was really looking forward to, and it was Alan Edgehead's 16-star run of Mario 64, and actually he made quite a few mistakes. He died twice, including one death on the red coin star in Lethal Lava Land, which is reputedly one of the easiest stars in the game. He also had a lot of trouble catching that bunny in the basement. He also missed the cage that the owl takes you to in Whomp's Fortress. So, yeah, he did a few blunders, but nonetheless he managed to break through that wall that was giving him so much trouble in practice runs in one try, and he said he was a nervous wreck the entire time, but that it was still one of his better runs, so I'm going to take his words for it, and he's a much better player of that game than I could ever hope to be. Oh! Uber alert! Uber alert! Level 36 Wobbuffet, so I'm going to go with my strongest attack, Mirror Coat. Well, that's not going to work. I sort of hope he does that next turn. Come on. Oh, shit! No! Not counter! I'm gonna die! I'm totally gonna die! And yes. Death number 2 in this LP, and I still haven't met a single legendary. Wonderful! Well, let's try finishing it off with Gardevoir and Thunderbolt. Hopefully, that's not gonna backfire horribly. It would be really insane if that thing got 2 kills. Okay, so it got 1 kill, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue fighting for a bit, then I'm gonna get out of here and heal, because I want to revive my Skarmory before the gym leader battle. Special invincible Pokemon power next. Well, Wobbuffet is as close as you're gonna get, because seriously, there are people that are still arguing that this thing isn't Uber, believe it or not. Come on, it actually got a kill on me in-game with a 13 level disadvantage. How is that not Uber, folks? So now, yeah, I'm going to revive my Skarmory right now, and then I'm going to head back to the gym to finish it off. And yeah, remember when I was saying that I was going to talk about the game on and off and on and off? Well, this is exactly what's happening. I hope you can bear with me for a little while longer. And yeah, one of the really embarrassing parts of the marathon happened to poor Chase without really doing anything himself. And that was when there was a news crew for NBC that came into the house during the marathon to do a report on the speed gamers, and there was this female reporter that was, according to the chat, really freaking hot. And it was just ridiculous. The chat was absolutely flooded with, "Oh my God, she is so hot!" and other stuff that made a chat that was meant to be PG decidedly un-PG, if you will. It got especially bad at one point when, oh, that Xatu survived, but yeah, Future Sight, yeah. I never understood the purpose of that move. 80 power in a few turns versus Psychic, that's 90 power right now. Future Sight really is freaking horrible. I'm sorry, there's no excuse to ever use that piece of garbage on any Pokemon ever. So yeah, the reporter took a sneak peek at the chat over Chase's shoulder, and Chase was aware of it, and he was like, please don't go on PG. He was like praying, and the chat went absolutely wild at that point with un-PG comments, and poor Chase couldn't really do anything against it. Anyway, he was so embarrassed. He gave the chat a good chewing out the next day by explaining just how embarrassing that was for him. Well, that's what happens when you invite a lot of Chugga zombies who probably never saw a girl in their entire lives. Oh my God! Is that what a real girl looks like? She's so freaking hot! And just to clarify, again, I have no quarrel against Chugga himself. I think he's a great LPer, but some of his fans obsess over him so much that it's just not healthy. It's just really not healthy. Okay, so this is going to be a triple program, I guess, so I will be right back.